Association has expressed disappointment at the recent revelations of some gassing suspects who have spent 2 years in detention in Southern Province. Association Executive Director Godfrey Malembeka says the revelations of a detention are unfortunate and calls for a change in Zambia's judicial system as it contributes to congestion in prisons. Speaking in an interview with MUVI TV News, Dr. Malembeka has urged the police to heed President Hakainde Hichilema's call not to arrest the citizens before carrying out full investigations.
Recent revelations that some gassing suspects in Southern Province have spent 2 years in detention have saddened the Prisons Care and Counseling Association (PRISCA). Association Executive Director Godfrey Malembeka says the delays for the detainees to appear in court is contributing to congestion in Zambian prisons.
The backlog of cases for persons awaiting trial is still between 3,000 and 4,000 out of the total of about 22,500 incarcerated people. Before the president pardoned those 2,000 plus, we had more than 25,000 incarcerated people. Now that is artificial congestion.
With government trying to contain prison numbers due to lack of adequate infrastructure, Dr. Malembeka has called for adherence to the rule of law.
I want to second revelation in Southern Province, and I want to remember what the president said. The new Dawn government president said he does not want the law enforcement agencies to arrest people without adequate investigation. What causes that is actually lack of tangible evidence and witnesses. So the prosecutors are ashamed. They don't want to go and face the magistrates without evidence. It's a very, very sad development. Those people should be released.
It is therefore without doubt that stakeholders and government should continue their efforts of ensuring that there is efficiency in dispensation of justice in the country to avoid punishing suspects before they are proved guilty by the courts of law. For MUVI TV News, I'm Afias Kaptula in Lusaka.
The Democratic Republic of Congo and Zambia have unanimously agreed to commit themselves toward expediting the implementation of all outstanding actions from previous bilateral agreements. The two countries have further agreed to put in place smart border operational tools and have infrastructure development to ease and reduce the cost of cross-border trade. This follows the urgent situation at Kasumbalesa border, where trucks are queuing up as far as Chambishi.
That with effect from 10th June 2022, agree as follows. That the revenue authorities and all border agencies of both countries to put in place procedures to allow for 24-hour border operations at Kusumbalesa, Sakania, Mukambo, and Kipushi. 2. In the interim, 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. will be dedicated towards entry and exit of trucks, and measures should be aimed at a target of a minimum 800 trucks to be cleared to exit from the Republic of Zambia into the Democratic Republic of Congo. 3. Sakania, Mukambo, and Kipushi borders to operate fully fledged for all types of commercial traffic from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. 4. Trucks of all nationalities to be allowed to enter the Democratic Republic of the Congo through Kipushi border. And finally, in 5, that next meeting to be held at Sakania border on the Democratic Republic of the Congo side on a day to be communicated by the two parties.
We'll take a break on that note. More news items coming your way shortly after the break.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winning is back on MUVI TV, your channel of choice. And this time around is called the New Deal Game Show. It's a deal. Stand a chance to win yourself a variety of household goods ranging from TV sets, fridges, and sofa sets. And there's so many latest phones that are up for grabs. Not forgetting Luzulu, Chelete, cash money. There's a lot of money that is up for grabs every day that you're going to participate on the show, be it daily, weekly, and at the end, which is a grand draw. So how to play? Dial *265 *13275 * and then the amount that you're drawing for, which could be daily 2 kwacha, weekly 3 kwacha, and grand 5 kwacha. That is all you got to do to participate in the New Deal Game Show. Come and win. So stand a chance to win.
Stands to win 250,000 kwacha each race, plus 100,000 kwacha in our end-of-season draw. 4 to flag. Free to enter. No under 18. Regulated by the Lotteries Board.
Place a bet, search on the web, or get the app. OneXBet Bookmaker Company.
Welcome back. We're going with the news. Milenge farmers in Nampula province have appealed to government to introduce modern farming methods. Speaking during the district agriculture show held in Milenge district, Nkandu Chongo, CSE's unfortunate person, has bemoaned the FESIP suppliers delivering expired seeds, which is affecting their harvest negatively, but says government should ensure that agro-dealers engage and deliver quality inputs. And the Shangila Women's Club, chairperson Eunice Mwelwa, has called on government to introduce other cultivating methods, such as machinery like in other provinces, rather than human capital, which has led to farming not expanding in the Nampula province. Meanwhile, Milenge Member of Parliament Chonde Saka has appealed to youths of Milenge district to venture into farming, which contributes to the food security of the country.
Diet does not only help in the physical growth of a human being, but also mentally and academically. It is therefore important for every human being to ensure that he or she has a balanced diet. The Minister of Agriculture in Milenge district has held a district agriculture show where Milenge farmers showcased different crops they grow. The small-scale farmers also bemoaned poor supply of inputs in the district.
Imbuto eshe twakwetenga mwamone mbalala eshe tatukwetena pa bwino imbuto eshe twapokeresha chimo ishabula cho twaise shokusala nokubyala lelo supplier wesu atebele kwata pali eto tingachi lelo tulelo eshakweba government ifure yarolekesha bali ba supplier bakweba ati bafuire bale leta seed hili ngene nefe bafuire okutubela bantu government ila bapela indalama tekula pela bantu ifyabo.
For others, they have called on government to introduce other methods of farming, as traditional Hoi farming has led them not to graduate from small-scale farming to commercial farming. However, However, Milenge Member of Parliament has appealed to youths in the district to venture in farming. Meanwhile, Milenge District Commissioner explains the side of government.
You also establish irrigation schemes and fully utilize this. Please therefore ensure that this is done. In the irrigation scheme are well utilized. The block cannot be importing vegetables and fruits and other crops as the situation is.
Helen Chisha reporting for MUVI TV News in Milenge District of Luapula Province.
Farmers in Rufunza district have appealed to government to consider allocating the inputs under the Farmer Input Support Program, FISIP, on time to enable farmers to prepare early. Rufunza District Show Society Chairperson Patson Malumbe made the appeal at the Rufunza Block Show held at Dreams Recreation Center in Chimosanya under the theme Innovation Through Technology, that government should consider releasing inputs for farmers under Farmer Input Support Program on time if farmers are to produce more. Speaking at the same block show, Rufunza Town Council Chairman Kendi Mailoni said government is committed to enhancing the agricultural sector through innovative technology, as it is one way of creating jobs for the people. And one of the exhibiting agro companies has urged farmers to embark on planting seeds that are climate resilient, especially in this time of climate change. The World Health Organization tobacco control expert Dr. William Maina has disclosed that the need to formulate laws against tobacco consumption in the country is urgent. Speaking in an interview, Dr. Maina notes that if the law is implemented, it will help to protect public health and reduce tobacco consumption in the country. He further notes that the WHO is providing the countries with a strategic framework which they can use to formulate domestic laws that are based on the articles on the Framework Convention on Tobacco Control, FCTC, thus reducing fatalities of non-communicable diseases. Dr. Maina has since employed civil society organizations to enhance their awareness programs by informing policy makers the importance of having laws against tobacco consumption in the country.
Partnered with the Ministry of Health to bring together civil society so as to inform them of the necessity for this country to have a comprehensive tobacco control law, was because we want the full participation of all stakeholders in terms of moving this country to have a tobacco control law. And civil society is very key in this effort, because civil society has direct link with the communities. Civil society is a very important sector in terms of informing people, giving the people the right information. We talked about the dangers of tobacco use. Civil society can be able to communicate with the communities in the best way and best language, so that they understand that this is a dangerous product and help to reach out to them to dissuade them from using this product. Civil society can also be able to actually mobilize the domestic support for actions here towards children, towards youth, towards women, and even in terms of passing information in schools and many other organized groups. So civil society becomes a very important tool for awareness creation, for public education, and for passing information around. And what we are saying is that the aim of the WHO Framework Convention on Tobacco Control is to provide the countries with a strategic framework against which they can actually domesticate by formulating domestic laws that are based on the articles of the FCTC. Because this is an evidence-based treaty that when implemented or domesticated in the country as it is, we'll be able to protect public health and ensure that we reduce tobacco consumption. And as a result, we reduce the number of people who are getting sick and dying of non-communicable diseases.
Residents of Mukushi's and Shinso ward has called on the new government administration to build more schools in the area, stating that the area has only alternative a single school, which is located far for children to access, and this is making children in the area to drop out of school. Speaking to MUVI TV News, Mukushi Shinso ward, the Democratic Party contesting candidate Janio Kalunga has charged that there is a need for government leaders to lobby for construction of more schools in Shinso for children to have easy access to both primary and secondary education nearby. Mr. Kalunga has pointed out that children are forced to walk long distances to go to Shinso Primary School to access junior secondary education, adding that the situation is worse for senior secondary pupils as there is no secondary school in the area.
Among the top 20 countries with the highest prevalence of child marriages in the world and third highest in sub-Saharan Africa in teen pregnancies. And this is mainly due to children dropping out of school because they don't have access to good and conducive learning environment, and also children walking long distances just to reach the nearest school. It is for this reason Mkushi's Nshiso Ward Democratic Party contesting candidate Janio Kalunga has charged that there is need for government leaders to lobby for construction of more schools in Nshiso for children to have easy access for both primary and secondary education nearby, as the future of this country lies in them. Mr. Kalunga has pointed out that children are forced to walk long distances to go to Nshiso Primary School to access junior secondary education, adding that the situation is worse for senior secondary pupils as there is no secondary school in the area.
Infrastructure. We have to put in a lot of things so that we develop the school to a better standard. If we have more from grade 1 to 8 or from grade 1 to 9, so that abantu bakulia na abana bakulia bera yene ntamfuza kunshizo mu access junior secondary school bale bapala peni ba mumpalamba cyo tukofu wako bati ubuya ntanshi bufike mu njende abantu beswale ikala bako bati tabale enda kuyo kutali. Okay, development in short should reach people in their immediate environment. We don't want them to be moving distances.
Teen child marriages remain major contributor to high school dropouts in Zambia among rural communities, and changing culture by challenging dominant social norms practices takes a long time. Hence, partnering with different stakeholders will be using the momentum to consolidate and deepen the initiative in target schools, replicate the initiative within the district, and scale up the initiative to most needy districts in Zambia. Margaret Chota, MUVI TV News in Lusaka.
We'll take another set of commercials. See you shortly.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winning is back on MUVI TV, your channel of choice. And this time around is called the New Deal Game Show. It's a deal. Stand a chance to win yourself a variety of household goods ranging from TV sets, fridges, and sofa sets. And there's so many latest phones that are up for grabs. Not forgetting Luzulu, Chelete, cash money. There's a lot of money that is up for grabs every day that you're going to participate on the show, be it daily, weekly, and at the end, which is a grand draw. So how to play? Dial *265 *13275 * and then the amount that you're drawing for, which could be daily 2 kwacha, weekly 3 kwacha, and grand 5 kwacha. That is all you got to do to participate in the New Deal Game Show. Come and win. So stand a chance to win anyway!
stands to win 250,000 kwacha each race, plus 100,000 kwacha in our end-of-season draw. 4 to flag. Free to enter. No under 18. Regulated by the Lotteries Board.
How to send and receive money to and from other networks. Step 1. Get some fresh air. Step 2. Say hello to a friend and save his time. Step 3. Bail a bro by sending him money directly on his phone. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. The winning is back on MUVI TV, your channel of choice. And this time around is called the New Deal Game Show. It's a deal. Stand a chance to win yourself a variety of household goods ranging from TV sets, fridges, and sofa sets. And there's so many latest phones that are up for grabs. Not forgetting Luzulu, Chelete, cash money. There's a lot of money that is up for grabs every day that you're going to participate on the show, be it daily, weekly, and at the end, which is a grand draw. So how to play? Dial *265 *13275 and then the amount that you're drawing for, which could be daily 2 kwacha, weekly 3 kwacha, and grand 5 kwacha. That is all you got to do to participate in the New Deal Game Show. Come and win. So stand a chance to win anyway!
Welcome back. In other news, a Serenja Member of Parliament, Emmanuel Banda, has requested Lusiwasi Hydropower Management to provide alternative emergency solution on Lusiwasi Bridge at Water Affairs area in Serenja district of Central Province. The parliamentarian has noted with concern on the state of water affairs bridge along Muzamani Lusiwasi Granville Road. Mr. Banda says he is afraid that failure by the power utility firm to provide emergency solution might result in loss of lives because the bridge is a death trap. Mr. Banda was speaking when he inspected Muzamani Lusiwasi Power Hydro Gravel Road.
Is to ZESCO management that they can do something about this bridge, which is used by their vehicles and a lot of people who reside in Masase, Msanje area, and those coming from Tifnes Serenje going to the power station. Something must be done in the short term whilst we are waiting for the bigger project probably to take off. Even the caves as you come towards the bridge are so hazardous in such a way that when it is raining, the road becomes very slippery and vehicles almost loses direction ending up plunging into the stream. Like we had such a case last time, I'm told when the vehicle was coming from this direction, it lost the direction and ended up being stream because of the
Government has in the 2022 total expenditure set aside a 7 billion for the Ministry of Agriculture. Kalumbila District Commissioner Brenda Sankisa said this is so because government views the agriculture sector as an economic transformer and job creator for many citizens. Speaking when she officiated at this year's District Agriculture Show in Kalumbila held under the theme Innovation Through Technology, Mr. Sankisa also says the new Dawn government, led by His Excellency, the President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, prioritizes it wants to maximize the economic value from the agriculture sector, and farmers must therefore explore and adopt innovations, technologies, and best practices that will improve production, productivity, and profitability. She further says the government, through the Ministry of Agriculture, will also pursue the objectives of the drafted 8th National Development Plan, which aims at increasing a diversified agriculture production and productivity to be achieved through the implementation of key programs in agriculture. Earlier, Kalumbila District Short Society Chairperson David Mwita appealed to government through the Constituency Development Fund projects to consider working on the deplorable feeder roads that lead to the farmers and also help farmers with mechanized farming as they embrace technology in transforming farming as a business. Moving on to another story, United Party for National Development, UPND member and the former president campaign team member Bene Hachombo has described the 12 opposition political parties who met on Friday as a group of beta ex-party members. Mr. Hachomba says there are no credible issues being raised by the seemingly beta former UPND members such as Winter Kabimba and Given Lubinda. Speaking in an interview with MUVI TV News, Mr. Hachomba has warned opposition political parties mingling with the Patriotic Front, PF, to desist from doing so as they risk being rejected by Zambians.
No history of going back to their ex. We are done with the PF, and opposition parties that have never been in government, like Musomali and others, and Fred, should not align themselves with the PF, because once they start aligning themselves with the PF, then the people of Zambia will lose trust in them. No one in this country today would want to see a person calling themselves an opposition aligning themselves with the PF, because every Zambian will think of Zamansama. When we see PF, we look at the cadalism, we look at the police brutality, we look at how people were beaten in the markets. Those are the memories each time we see people from the PF parading on the cameras. And why should a person in their normal sense calling themselves an opposition, aligning themselves with the PF today? You are kidding yourselves. We are desperate to see an opposition political party that will put us into pressure to make sure that we deliver. You get it. UPND is a democratic party, and we want to see an opposition, colleagues from the media, that will tell us to say, you promised the people of Zambia this in your manifesto. When are you going to deliver it? We are not, the people of Zambia are not interested in seeing an opposition alliance, they call themselves. But to me, I'm calling them a collision of bitter ex-UPND members. That's the way I'm calling that team. Because most of them are coming from the UPND.
Opposition Patriotic Front Chilubi Member of Parliament Mulenga Fube has maintained his party is not yet ready to hold a convention to select new party leaders. Mr. Fube says party leaders needs to undertake a membership audit so as to know how many members are available. He adds that there is need to identify a candidate who will be loved by all political stakeholders, even non-party members.
It comes to my emphasis. I am of the view that currently, psychologically, we are not prepared to go into a convention, let's say for this month. This is not to say we should cancel the convention. This is where we are misunderstanding each other. For instance, If we went to the convention, let's say, since we said June, next week, it will be a shambolic one. Because we have not taken stock of the membership audit. We have not taken stock of who is there and who is discouraged and so forth. Because the electoral college at the convention is supposed to come from our membership. And we need to produce a legitimate leader who everybody is going to agree to that this is our leader and lag behind. For God's sake and for crying out loud, the leader that we are supposed to produce is a leader that we are going to float to the nation and say, this is our candidate for 2026. And it should not just be popular within the PF circles. No. We need a leader that is going to cut across different stakeholders. The elections have a lot of stakeholders. They have the youths, they have the women, they have the workers, then they have the disabled, and they have got different interest groups that are supposed to look at their own interests. Our 2021, 2026, manifesto is still in effect. We lost, yes, but that is what we are supposed to toil. We are supposed to talk about agriculture, and we are supposed to exchange policy with the ruling government that concerns the citizenry of Zambia. Now, the moment we start thinking that if we put a leader today, it's a panacea to our problem.
We'll take a break on that note. Stay tuned.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winning is back on MUVI TV, your channel of choice. And this time around is called the New Deal Game Show. It's a deal. Stand a chance to win yourself a variety of household goods ranging from TV sets, fridges, and sofa sets. And there's so many latest phones that are up for grabs. Not forgetting Luzulu, Chelete, cash money. There's a lot of money that is up for grabs every day that you're going to participate on the show, be it daily, weekly, and at the end, which is a grand draw. So how to play? Dial *265 *13275 and then the amount that you're drawing for, which could be daily 2 kwacha, weekly 3 kwacha, and grand 5 kwacha. That is all you got to do to participate in the New Deal Game Show. Come and win. So stand a chance to win anyway!
Place a bet, search on the web, or get the app. OneXBet Bookmaker Company.
How to send Airtel money to any Airtel money wallet across Africa. Step as you send money to any Airtel money wallet across Africa. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Welcome back, and now the rest of the news. Zambia Agency for Persons with Disabilities, ZAPID, is concerned that despite an act enshrined in the Constitution to make buildings accessible to the different abled, constructors have in most institutions left most buildings without rails or elevators to enable persons with special needs to have access. Organization Director General Nicholas Goma says his organization will petition the Engineering Institute of Zambia (EIZ) to have them not certify any building with without provision for persons with special needs. He adds that the PID will also take to court all those construction companies henceforth in the habit of neglecting to do what is right.
You have a very genuine point when you actually say in some schools, higher learning institutions and universities and colleges, we have students that are not able to access certain lecture theaters and laboratories, and it is true. Why? Because the building plan in itself did not include issues of lifts and accessible ramps for those on wheelchairs, on crutches. There are no rails that could guide those that have visual impairment or are completely blind. There are no toilets that could be used for persons with disabilities, which actually should not be the case. I think I would also want to make an appeal to the engineers that certify these works, regardless of whatever structure you are working on. As you are certifying this, let's ensure that these structures are in tandem or are in compliance with the laws of Zambia. And one of those critical laws is the Disability Act to do with accessibility. As a PID, we are supposed to actually be conducting audit inspection on these buildings. We intend to do that in the near future. But of course, in the initial stage, our audit inspection will be there to help provide an opportunity of sensitization so that people know what they're supposed to do. In the future, in the long run, for those that will not be complying to these provisions, that's where maybe certain actions like taking certain litigations will.
We end the news on that note. A recap of the top stories. Residents of Lusaka's garden compound bemoan the filthy environments they are in. Bene Hajombo describes the regrouping of 12 political parties as bitter. Prisca disappointed over the continued incarceration of Garson suspect for 2 years now. Banda calls for alternative emergency Lusiwase Bridge. And finally, government sets aside a 7.3 billion estimate of expenditure for the Ministry of Agriculture. We end the news on this note, and do join Bessie Mulenga on the other side with the game show. Thank you so much for watching.